What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review. And this time I'm reviewing the game WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2008, which was released on the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PSP, Xbox 360, the Nintendo Wii, and the DS by THQ and Yukes. This is pretty much the fourth game in the Smackdown vs. Raw series, and this is the first one to make it on a Nintendo console, you know what I'm saying? Referring to, of course, to the Wii and DS and stuff. Now, in the Wii version, it has a mode called the main event mode, where you play as a created character to try to become a main eventer and a world champion, whether it's the ECW champion, Raw heavyweight champion, or the WWE champion, you know. Now, in this particular mode, you take part in 5 matches: the singles matches, tag team matches, triple threat matches, and KO matches, you know. And as far as the KO matches, it's practically like a kind of similar to the last man standing match, but the refs don't count the 10. All you have to do is make them submit or lay them out with a finisher, you know what I'm saying? Now, the other versions still maintain the season mode and the GM mode, but both modes are up under the WWE 24/7 mode, you know what I'm saying? We can pick either one of the 2 modes that I mentioned, you know what I'm saying? They function, and both modes function like they did in the last 2 SmackDown vs. Raw game, where in the season mode, you pick a created wrestler or a WWE superstar to go through the season and become world champion and stuff like that. And the GM mode is pretty much you become one of the players, one of the GMs, and try to be the best, run the best brand as possible, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's Raw, SmackDown, or ECW. Now, it is worth noting that SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 is the first SmackDown vs. Raw game to have ECW in the game, you know what I'm saying? Now, once you do that, you pretty much win matches, team up with other wrestlers, start rivalry with some of the other wrestlers, stuff like that, to pretty much gain popularity and stuff like that. If you're not like in the match, you can relax, train, do other stuff, you know what I'm saying? And the majority of which are in the main event mode in the Wii version, you know what I'm saying? And as far as the speaking of the main event mode in the Wii version, you can pretty much check cell phone messages, check the Power 25, and save your progress, you know what I'm saying? Plus, in the gym, you can pretty much get a massage after a match to increase your like vitality or something like that. I would say it will increase your morale. It's better suited, you know what I'm saying? You can also train to increase your attributes, you know, by after you earn training points and all that after a match. Now, and then when you increase your training points, you pretty much increase attributes like striking, grappling, submission, speed, and durability. And this is I know for a fact this is in the Wii version, but most likely this is in the other versions also, you know what I'm saying? Plus, you can pick a valet also, but it's pretty much limited to Tori Wilson, Ashley, and Michelle McCool in the Wii version. Now, when you start the main event mode, you pretty much start off as a jobber, but when your popularity increases, you pretty much are promoted to rookie, then a becomer, blue chipper, mid carter, rising star, show stealer, ring general, headliner, showstopper and finally main eventer. You know what I'm saying? And your popularity will decrease. You know what I'm saying? If you miss an important match like a title defense, or if you going after, if you happen to be the number one contender for a particular championship, whether it's the Intercontinental Championship, WWE Championship, or ECW Championship, and all that. And when you actually start the main event mode, you can pick either a Raw or SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? Then, as you progress to the main event mode, you can pretty much unlock the other shows. Rather, if you like happen to start on Raw, you can unlock SmackDown and ECW. Plus, you can also unlock the other pay-per-views by winning matches in those pay-per-views and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the Great American Bash. No, wait a minute. Great American Bash is already unlocked when you start, but it's like WrestleMania, Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? No Mercy, and all the other pay-per-views that's available in the SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the other modes are Play Now, which is the tournament mode, create mode, which is pretty much the creative wrestler mode, and the option. Now, Play Now is basically your exhibition mode with the 5 matches that I mentioned earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like the singles match, tag team match, KO match. You know what I'm saying? Triple threat and all that. Now, when you select the tag team match, you pretty much have the options of picking like one player versus the computer, two, like one player and 2 player versus the computer, or like 1 player and the 2 player versus the 3rd and 4th player. You know what I'm saying? And all that. Now the SmackDown versus Raw 2008 is the first WWE game to have the tournament mode in it in terms of the SmackDown series. Now you have the King of the Ring, Beat the Clock Sprint, Quick Tournament, Creative Tournament, and Load Tournament. So those particular options in the tournament mode are the first to be in a SmackDown versus Raw game. You know. Now, of course, Create is pretty much the creative wrestle mode, as I mentioned earlier, where you create your superstar however you like. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the outfits. Now, in the create set moves, you pretty much select the basic moves, the taunts, the signature moves, the finisher, and the entrance. Now, the basic moves, you can pick the following move sets from it: the powerhouse, brawler, striker, technical, submission, high flyer, and dirty. Now, in the SmackDown in the 360 version, PS2 version, and PS3 versions, you can pick one of them as a primary move set, and another as a secondary move set. Like, for example, it would make sense for one of the creative wrestlers to be, like, say, a technical wrestler and a submission expert. You know what I'm saying? Because those two pretty much work together. Now, and another one will work together also will be Giant and Powerhouse. You know, with either with the 2 other options as a secondary being Striker and Brawler. You know, now then there's also the options where you have the typical gameplay settings, sound settings, save options, credit and cheat codes and stuff like that. You know. As far as the graphics and design of WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2008, pretty decent, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty good. It has some nice color palettes and all that. Now, the gameplay and controls are pretty decent, but to me, the Wii version it's kind of hard to reverse a series of strikes if you get hit the first time with a kick or a punch, you know what I'm saying? So it's not that hard, but it is difficult to counter to counter a series of punches and kicks and stuff. Now the soundtrack is okay, but in my opinion, there's nothing about the songs that stand out. In my opinion, unless you happen to be a fan of the recording artist that's in the game. You know what I'm saying? As far as the songs are concerned. Now, the biggest flaw to me is the fact that the Wii version of SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 don't have as much content as the other versions in terms of like the modes. You know what I'm saying? Mainly, it's the main event mode. Is the main mode that you have outside of the play now. You know what I'm saying? It don't have the season mode or the GM mode like the other versions. You know what I'm saying? Plus, when it comes to the creator wrestler mode, you can't pretty much adjust the move set to your liking. You know what I'm saying? You're just stuck with all the moves that's go along with one of the skills. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's powerhouse submission or high flyers. You know, so I wish they would have had you adjust your move set to the way you like it. You know. And they should have had more. The Wii version should have had more matches too. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like having 5 matches. This doesn't cut it in WWE games. You know, since like say like the WWE games that came out on the PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64 and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, from a general standpoint, WWE 2008 is a decent game, but it doesn't. There's nothing about it that stand out when you compare it to other WWE games. You know what I'm saying? Would I recommend this game? Unless you're a diehard WWE fan, I would say stick to other WWE games like say Day of Reckoning. You know what I'm saying? A little later, some of the later SmackDown vs. Raw games and stuff like that. You know, as far as the score, I definitely give SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 a 6 out of 10, you know what I'm saying? Because I factor in the lack of content in the Wii version when compared to the other versions. But with that being said, if you like SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, you can mention it in the comment section. If you have a personal preference of which version that you like, whether it's the 360 version, Wii version, PlayStation 2 version, or whatever the case, you can mention that also. With that being said, if you like this video, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 signing off.